Alright, welcome to the channel everyone. We're in the car with Davide Mengoli. That's how you say it, right?
Hi, yes, Mengoli.
So say hi everyone.
Hi.
So I hopped in the car with Davide, and before I hopped in the car, I tried to hop in the passenger seat, and I was like, where'd Davide go? Because I noticed there was nobody in the driver's seat. Well, where Davide lived in the UK for a long time, and he brought his car from there, so he's on that side of the car, driving from the right side in Italy. It's pretty crazy. I've never experienced this before, but yeah. I feel like I should be driving, yet I don't have a steering wheel. He said as soon as he tries to pass a car, I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna die.
I think you're gonna see the sweat drop.
Definitely stick around to the end of the video because we're gonna be checking out a property with a real fresco and a lot of character. In fact, don't forget to subscribe because I spent the whole day with Davide, and there will be a number of other properties that I show over a period of time, and you don't want to miss out on it. Davide has a channel on YouTube called Salento with Love. We are in Salento right now, and we are spending the day together. I guess I would say I'm shadowing him and make sure everything's working correctly. Well, what we're doing here is I wanted to interview Davide because he has a special outlook that I haven't seen here yet in Italy. The idea, he's trying to create a process that is just perfect for investors to own property here, but they don't necessarily live here, right? So all-inclusive, a full package of how to manage property, purchase and manage property, even purchase, renovate and manage property.
Correct.
And he's streamlining the process down here in Puglia, which is amazing. Everything he's told me so far seems very business-minded, so I like it. I like it a lot.
Thank you.
So we're actually going to check out the process of a notary. I don't know how much I can film yet. When we get there, we'll ask. Because what's going to happen is a power of attorney. He's trying to streamline the process of helping people purchase it, and he's looking for ways to save money for investors. And from what I understand, he's going to tell me a little bit more about that as we talk during the day. This is a beautiful bar, honestly.
Italian style of living is good, huh?
Yeah, this place is beautiful. I mean, it's shockingly large too. As always, big thank you to the Patreon members for helping me make it down to Lecce at the end of October so that I could take this tour and show everybody what's going on down in Salento. No day is complete without stopping by the local Italian bar or coffee shop, as you might know it. Before stopping in the notary, I had to get my usual and enjoy a few pasticcioti.
So we are at the notary office this morning, and we are taking care of a power of attorney for a client. We find that putting a power of attorney in place while the client is traveling through Italy, it's always the best way and the most economical way, because once a person has been put into that position, the client could just sort of travel back to their own country, and then the sale or the acquisition can just take place without them traveling back. It's obviously important to find a person that you can trust to act as a power of attorney.
Notaio is a public office. They have a very specific purpose.
Yes, I mean, in Italy specifically, which is different from other countries, the notaio, the notary, it's the only figure that is recognized to do a conveyancing. So when it comes to purchasing or selling a property, or sometimes even creating a company, you will need a notary. Sometimes people think that a solicitor or a lawyer can do that, but not in Italy. So the figure of a notary in Italy is very, very important for the purpose of purchasing and also putting a power of attorney in place like we're doing today.
I usually work with the auctions, and the auctions, they don't necessarily need a notary because the judge does the transition of everything. But in the case where you have bank mortgage, then at that point you have to pull in a notary, even for auctions. And I think we take it for granted as Americans because there's notaries in every bank, you know. You can get it for a free service there.
Yeah, it's the same thing in England. I mean, a notary, it's kind of seen as the legal figure that authentifies signatures or things that are a little bit more trivial than what physically happens here. I specifically like this notary, which I selected about a year and a half ago when we started to operate here in the real estate, because not because she's young, but she's a forward thinker, and I think it's very important in the real estate to think of people and surround yourself with people that have that extra element. Somebody may travel from the United States or a different country, finds a property that they like, but they're not ready to move very quickly. They may be ready to put a deposit, but not to actually purchase it. So what they can do while they're here in the country, within about an hour, find the notary, put a power of attorney in place, and then leave. And so then when the sale goes through, then the person that is acting as a power of attorney can step in, sign the deeds, and do the sale. And perhaps everything can be done over a Skype conversation, over a Skype chat, like we've done in the past.
Don't forget to subscribe to Salento with Love on his YouTube channel or even Instagram, in which he's very active. I've also started using Instagram a little bit more, but mostly just when I travel. If you'd like to follow me on there, it's @the_Davide. Check it out on Instagram. After the notary, it was time to go check out the property. We didn't have to travel far. We ended up in a little community called Galatina. It was actually my very first time in Galatina, even though it is right off the main road between Lecce and Gallipoli, which I often frequent with my family in the summer times.
It becomes really exciting.
Oh, you showed me this. I saw your video.
Yes.
Yeah, you did the one with the, yeah.
Well, do you want to see the fresco real life?
Yes, I do.
So this is a project that started and then is on standby at the moment.
So we are here. he shared a video of touring this property on his channel. This is amazing. Look, I don't know if you can see her face. I'm assuming Mary.
Yes, that's Mary.
That's
We don't know who's this
Jesus here.
is there at the bottom. But obviously this dates the building to
Do you
the end of
think
the 14th century.
there's an
to the
angel up here?
15th. There's an angel.
Yeah, you can see
There's another face there.
three of them.
There's
One,
two
two,
cherubs. Oh yes, three cherubs there.
So the cherubim are watching. I'm starting to get a little bit more passionate about fresco because I keep seeing them, and it is really cool that they're so old. What is significant about a fresco?
The incredible thing about the frescoes is the pigment that they use to actually do it. I mean, if you think that 400, 500, 600 years later, they're still there, and they were all natural pigment. So all the colours and everything was
Come from the earth.
Well, that fresco almost sets a time to when it was built.
Wow. Oh wow. Yeah, this has a lot of potential.
This particular property may become also the source of a project that I'm pushing forward, which is smart purchasing. So trusting somebody and to not just to select a property for you, but to run the whole process through. And it's something really missing, I think, in some parts of Italy. The front of the building with this writing at the top sets the date of 1763, but potentially this was removed and positioned there, so the age of the building is much earlier. That alfresco puts this building to end of the 14th century, beginning of the 15th century. Also, as you come through this, there is a particular wall that sets a date even earlier. Yeah.
Because of the smaller stones?
Because of the smaller stone here in Salento, it was only in the probably 15th century, 16th century that they stopped using stones and moved on to blocks. Yeah. What that tells us is that this wall here, it's probably pre-15th century.
I personally love how they do these when they're all finished, when it has that really original look. As of today, this property is actually back on the market. If anybody has an interest in this property, please go ahead and contact Davide. Just tell him that Dauvo sent you, and he'll hook you up with the details you need to know if this is the right investment for you. Or just use the link in the description that I prepared so that you can gain some information about the area.
And we're going to try to preserve as much as possible of the original stones, especially this wall here, which is an incredible feature and something that puts a date to the property. And then these two beautiful arches behind us.
Yeah, those are amazing.
Showing how these properties have been changing over centuries.
Do you think you're going to try to keep the form here,
Well,
or
we'll
is it going to
definitely
come out?
keep the vaulted shapes in these two little rooms. The ceilings in these two areas have been remade completely.
I like that it has so much light entering as well. This was done after.
This was done after.
This is
The sound changes as we move through. Have you noticed?
yeah. When it's the roof is flat like that, and versus when it's vaulted.
Bounces off, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is also, this roof has been remade, bringing this old original look. Because everybody thinks that houses here are flat and that's the way it was. But flat roofs only came later. Before that, before they started to build vaulted shape ceilings, before that it used to be with the wood and the tiles, yes. And this particular property is quite interesting because it's got another entrance leading to another entrance on the road. So being on the corner, it's got two entrances, one on this side and one on the other side. So it gives that extra flexibility.
That was what you showed me before.
Yes,
Then it goes down.
Yes.
Wow. So right now these things are tying the building together, right? This big post.
Well, those ones haven't been removed, and potentially they would just stay in for decoration, because when the roof was removed here and the new one was put in, a cement ring went all the way around the building, holding it together. So those pullers, which they were there for several reasons, obviously now they're really obsolete, but it's just nice to keep them there. But properties that are on the corner, on the edge of something, and they're not between two properties, they're very, very often, they will have pullers keeping it together because they don't have another property holding them into place.
I see.
The roof needs to be redone, and even here, probably, obviously, this roof has been redone once already back in the centuries, because you can see
Yeah, there's
how
some
the
extra
level has
blocks
been,
above
yes,
it.
it's been pushed up. Yeah, it really.
It's so tall. It's like 6 meters.
Yeah, about 5.5
5.5.
meters. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, a full video about this property is on our YouTube channel, but also this property may become also the
Featured.
source of something else. Well, first of all, subscribe to his channel because it's super cool, and it's not just about Puglia, it's about Italy, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been exploring Italy because
Yeah.
it's amazing. I don't live in Puglia, but it is my favorite region.
Okay, well, you're just saying that because...
No, literally, I
I'm not a
come-
mafioso, so it's not just saying that because he's scared, but...
I literally come here every single year with my family. I have a wife, 3 kids, and my in-laws live in Lecce. So we spend the whole summer, if possible, and at least 1 month. That's gonna work. It's been really cool checking out this property. He's actually got it on his channel as well. If you want to go out to his channel, I'll put a link in the description, and you'll be able to see where he toured the property. And he has a lot, really nice, I'd say romantic way of describing architecture and art. And so this video on his channel, you can check that out. But I've enjoyed it. I'm excited to see when it's a finished product, and we'll do some comparison. But yeah, that's it for now. Thanks everyone. Catch you later.